This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, guys, and welcome to the Latics Football Forum.
The Mandem. How is the Mandem? Check out the Mandem. How's it going?
All right.
Good, good.
Hope you can hear us out there.
If you can hear us, put your thumbs up.
I can hear you, Dave. Me and Dave have just been to Walking Football.
Yeah.
I scored with my first touch.
Yeah. I did a
We're
brilliant,
downhill from there, weren't it?
brilliant save.
You did a brilliant save, Dave.
Brilliant one-handed save.
Yeah, we were on the same team, which was disappointing, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here we are on the same team again.
Yeah. Same team, one dream. But is the dream over?
Well, looking at some of the people on social media, you think so.
All the people.
Clucas hasn't gone anywhere yet.
Not yet.
We don't need to talk about Josh Stones because that's all old news
He's
now.
dead to me.
Going to give you some stick on Tuesday.
Big time.
Yep. Aldershot Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're no great shakes, Aldershot. I mean, they pissed all over us down at their place.
No,
but they drew at home to Braintree the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to it. We've got some serious amount of games coming up now, haven't we? It's exciting.
We have.
It's exciting. So the questions are, the things we need to talk about, the new signings. Are you happy? Nicky Boy here. Very happy with the business done this week. Roll on Saturday. So that's one perspective. We've got Gaz, we've got Ibby, we've got the captain all lined up to take calls. So that's good. We'll find out what they are thinking.
I need to make an admission.
Go on.
I love beavers. Sexy Dave loves beavers.
Prove it.
Okie dokie. Oh, 1 minute. There we go. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out Dave's Beavers.
Yeah. So Sexy Dave loves a bit of beaver.
Is that a new one or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Got it online. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant. It's a crap striker, but such is life. And that reminds us who we need the callers to tell us when you call in. Who was our?
You might have seen it on Twitter. There was a post, I think it was Away Days, asking who's the biggest donkey we've ever signed. And it was like, where do we start, really? But there was some suggestions, Paddy Kenny and Ricardo Fuller.
Yeah.
I think there's worse than that, though.
Oh, big. Who's your, well, Beavers was a free transfer. For me, it's got to be Toddy Orlickson. He was bad.
I mean, we're looking back over the last few years. We've signed,
No, exclude the Abdallah years, because they were all crap. Anyway, let's get that first caller in. Come on,
let's talk to Gaz, Senior Director. Oh, of Piss Boils.
And he's on mute.
There we go.
There he is.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh.
I've muted you now. There we go.
Hello.
All right, Gaz.
Good evening, lads. You all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah,
Good evening.
very, very well. Biggest donkey for me, Maheta Malongo.
I don't even remember.
He scored our winning goal against Swansea in our playoff season under Shez. It was our first win of the season. He was absolutely dog shit, and I think he's chair of the PFA now.
All right. Oh, well, at least found something he was good at, so that's the main thing.
Like work football.
No. Well, maybe he's good at talking about football. Speaking of which, Gaz, have you called in to talk about football, specifically Latics?
I have, yeah. Of course I have.
Good. Let's crack on.
Yeah. What do you want to know? Thoughts on the new signings or the outgoings?
Yeah. How are you feeling? What prompted you to get in touch, and what do you want to say?
I think the first thing for me is that I think it's okay to question the strategies and question the transfers and the ingoings and outgoings. That doesn't mean you're going to turn up on Saturday and boo. It's okay to use Twitter and Facebook and your WhatsApp groups and whatever platforms are out there to have these discussions. I don't think we need this echo chamber where it seems to me whenever you question or ask anything, people go, no, I don't want to hear it. Everything's rosy. No, shut up. It's a bit like that. They don't want to hear it. And I just think it's about balance and have a discussion. And why can't we say, hang about, all right, we've brought a midfielder in Rosita, whatever he's called. We've now gone and got Corey Evans. But I think you'd have to be beyond deluded to not look at their injury record and go, oh, hang on. This is a bit, right, okay, I've got questions over this. I'm questioning the strategy. I'm not happy with this narrative that of every player we seem to sign lately is if we keep him fit. That caveat's on the end a lot at the moment. And I'm not having it that we should be grateful that we can get these players for 4 or 5 games and just be grateful and shut up and get on with it. Absolutely not, because that is really short-sighted, especially with the amount of games we've got coming up in a short succession. You're asking players now, especially Corey Evans, who's barely featured, to play 9 games in a month or try and get fit in that and then keep fit. It concerns me. What really concerns me, and it's okay to be concerned, by the way, that doesn't mean I'm negative and I'm against the club and I'm not backing the board. It's okay to be concerned that actually maybe Saturday we win, maybe Tuesday we win. These next 4 or 5 games we do really well and these new lads settle in. And then we get to end of February, they're both injured and we've got to go searching the loan market and it disrupts that rhythm. And that's a chance you take here. And it goes one or two ways, doesn't it? In 4 months' time, you go, what a piece of business that were, that gamble paid off. Or you go, what in the fucking universal credit were we thinking signing them lot? It could go that way. Hopefully it doesn't. I hope it works. But I would have preferred to have seen us go for someone who doesn't have a significant injury record recently. I would have preferred someone younger. I would have loved to have seen us make a serious inquiry and offer for a Regan Booty, for example, over these two. We might do yet, but I'm seriously concerned that our 4 natural centre midfielders in these 2 new lads, in Dan Gardner and Tom Conlon, all have that little green St. John's cross next to them that says liable to injury. It's a big gamble, and I'm not convinced that any of Mickey Mellon's previous promotions have ever been centred around this recruitment strategy. I'm not. Just to touch on Clucas, I would seriously think we've had our pants pulled down. If he's approached us because he needs someone where to play, train, get fit, and his agent said, but if he wants to go in January League One, club comes in, fine, no problem, but there's a fee, Sam. Other than that, you can get your favour done elsewhere because we've got another 30 games to go after here, not just your 6. And I think we've been naive there. We've been incredibly naive. And we've got an issue where, for me, we can't seem to say no to anyone who approaches us with a bit of pedigree. And it worries me. I would hope that behind the scenes, they're gripping each other by the throats and going, what the hell is going on here? Because I can't have it that this promotion specialist in Mellon has agreed to this, that we might get Stones and Clucas on the basis of 6 games. I can't have it. It's illogical. It's absolute for someone with that experience, it's illogical. And this isn't me boiling piss or being negative. This is me critically thinking and asking questions. And I think we'd be absolutely deluded not to.
We don't have all of the information at our disposal, do we? That's another thing when it comes to these things. And I don't think you said anything which is,
I think it's really valid what you said.
which is valid. I mean, and no one's saying that. We're not saying that we blindly clap every decision. We've already stated on the podcast and stuff. There's been signings this season that we've had question marks over, haven't we? It's particularly some of the loan signings that have come in, and you do question them. I think for what I think there seems to be a strategy, and the strategy for me is he wants experienced players in to get us over the line. That is experience that he's after, experience and quality. He thinks that is what he needs, and they are taking a gamble on older players with injury records. There's no doubt about that. You could argue that every signing is a gamble. You know, a fit young lad can get. I mean, look at Stones. He came in last season on loan, young lad, fit, got injured, off he went. It happens, doesn't it? So Dolan came in and got injured, and he's a young lad. So injuries are part of football. There's no guarantee one way or the other whether the player's going to stay fit.
Stones and Dolan we both came with that caveat. We knew Stones had oscularis, whatever it's called, and had to come off after 60 minutes and had to be managed. And Dolan's had his injuries. So again, we knew that. And I get we haven't got the luxury of this massive pool of everyone. We it's a selective pool of what we can pick from, and those with the extra quality probably come with those, those risks attached. But I don't think it's as binary as saying every signing's a gamble, because every hand you play in poker is a gamble. But you might play 2 aces, and you also might stick a 2 and a 7 down.
We don't know yet. We don't know if
one's more likely to come off than the other, isn't it?
But we don't know what the aces are yet, do we? And I think for me, what kind of like the people like Dave have meltdowns about things that haven't happened yet. And that's the thing. Do you know what I mean? We've Captain Hindsight and all that is easy, but we signings are made in good faith, presumably. The lads have shown, presumably, that they're fit. I agree that in an ideal world, you'd be bringing players in that are up to speed. At least Billy Waters has been playing this season and should be able to hit the ground running. I just think that in January, signing these kind of players is going to be tough and it's going to be expensive. Look at Stones,
we addressed that was addressed, and it was pointed out by Darren Royal last year that January is notoriously difficult. I'm not having it. You'll never ever convince me that the business model in July or August was right. We really want Josh Stones, but if we don't and we only get him for 6 games, we're going to sign Billy Waters. Not an absolute on your Nelly. Was that the plan? I don't understand with Stones why. All right, we had let's say a gentleman's agreement that he's going to come and we're blindsided by York. But how naive to only put a 4-week loan in. How naive not to get something signed or binding before January 1st.
What, like a loan?
We honestly, we are a soft touch. Football is a small place, right, on the inside, and people talk to each other. And these agents, I mean, James Norwood approached us. We didn't go to him. Yeah, in you come. Brennan Dickinson, yeah, in you come. I think we're seen as a soft touch. And that's not to say people aren't doing the best and they're going to make mistakes. But come on, to lose 2 of our most best players in Clucas and Stones after 6 games is absolutely fucking criminal.
Yeah.
There's
no guarantees. There's just no guarantees we could have kept him, though, is it? Would you have rather not have had him at all then? Because that's the other school of thinking, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely not. We should not. I mean, how many times did we hear off people who were, ITK saying Stones is here next week? He's here next week. We obviously wanted him. We didn't get him until just before November. He's then disappeared. It's just poor.
But you can't say that there's no value in having players like that scoring important goals, winning us points, getting us through to the next round of the cup, like Clucas. There's value in that, isn't there? And if they hadn't been in the team, it's all hypotheticals. What if? You know what I mean? So it depends which way you want to look at it, really. I guess.
I don't think I don't think there's value in that when we're trying to get promoted. You won't get promoted on short.
There's no value in getting in players contributing towards points and goals. Closer is. That's what it's all about.
In short term there is, but you've got to think 46 games, Matt. There is absolutely no point in keep bringing people in for 6-7 games on short-term loans or contracts. You won't go up doing that. Absolutely not. And it's not like a winger or a sub. You're talking the spine of your team.
Yeah.
It's the spine of your team. Mellon's teams in the past, we've all heard this from Travis, are notoriously slow at starting and gelling. And we saw that in August, didn't we? He got his team, he got his spine sorted. These then became into that. We're now effectively almost going to have to start again with a new spine.
You're disrupting the squad, aren't you?
To me, I'm questioning what the plan was, because I feel like we're now playing it by ear again.
It's haphazard and slapdash. That's what it is.
I just think I'm sure, I'm hoping Mellon is absolutely ripping his hair out behind the scenes, going, "This isn't how I did this at these other clubs." Because he can't. There's no way Fleetwood.
But how long did
Tranmere
it take
got
him?
up.
How long at these other clubs did it take him to build the squad that got promoted? Because that's the other thing. He's only been in charge. He's only been in charge since like partway through last season. The signings.
I'm not
that
having
he's
a go
bought
at
in
Mellon,
summer.
by the way.
No, I know. I'm just saying that he does. I understand frustrations. We're all desperate for this to happen this time. But he's made signings that have improved this squad massively. Proper first name on the sheet kind of players, and he's improved players like Raglan and whatnot. But next in the summer is when you're going to get in your better signings rather than during the season. We've seen that over and over.
Not next summer. It's not because
why not?
The budget's not going to be the same. It's not. It's absolutely
I don't
not.
know. It's all speculating. You're speculating as much as anybody, aren't you? Because you don't know about the budget.
I am. Yeah, but listen, it's called a big dollop of common sense, isn't it? There is absolutely no way we're going to be in a position to throw more money than what we have done this year in the summer.
That doesn't mean that we're not going to make good signings, though, does it? Having a massive budget is not the prerequisite to building a successful team. Look at Gateshead; they had 600 fans at their ground the other day, and they're fourth in the league. So
They've got a philosophy though, and a completely different coach to what we have.
But that is developed over time. Whereas we've got a new ownership, a new manager, and what I'm saying is that as much as we want every single decision, every single signing to be right, it's not going to necessarily work that way, despite the best efforts of the manager and the players.
Do you think we're developing a model like Gateshead?
No, I'm not comparing us to Gateshead. What I'm saying is that you're throwing money.
They've done it with a lesser budget, though. We've not got that infrastructure in place in terms of coaching and philosophy.
But we don't have that. But we are brand new. We're a brand new club in some ways, aren't we? Brand new owners, new manager. The youth system being non-league, as things have changed at the club, and I'm just giving the counter that it might take a bit more time to get the squad and the team that we need. There's only a finite number of players out there, and they're all being touted by different clubs. And all this as well. So
it has to, given how Mellon recruits, it has to be this year. It has to be, because he isn't going to be able to do more with less. It has to be.
Well, if it's not this season, it'll have to be next season.
We've already overheard. We've exceeded this year's budget. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Listen, we're in fifth. We're still in a decent position. We could, and hope to God, do this. It does feel like we've had a few backward steps. It's not helped we've not been playing games, but I think people are being gaslighted. Oh, you're having a meltdown. Oh, you're being negative. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair. It's like you can only have an opinion if it's positive without anyone saying anything. Don't think it's right. I know it's tongue in cheek, but people have gaslighted Dave. Oh, he's having a serious meltdown and all that. But actually, it might be people's deliveries might not be the best. God, mine can be shocking sometimes, but there's substance behind what you're saying, isn't there?
Everyone's got their opinions, haven't they? And ultimately, I'm more passionate than most, and I'm quite glass half empty because I've seen it all before, it's common sense, as you keep on saying that, if we don't go up this season, we're not going to have the budget next season. We've let two good players. Well, Klukas hasn't gone yet, but we've let another player go. We're signing players who are with substantial injury records. Also
with some serious pedigree as well. Yeah. And they might just be they might work out better than Klukas. I mean, again, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and so I'm kind of hopeful that these if it all goes tits up, and then the second half of this, because it's people saying things like, oh, it's going to be the same as last season, the second half of the season. Well, based on what? Like, I don't get that. Like, that's
PTSD, that, isn't it?
Hartlepool's second half.
Yeah, we were shocking against Hartlepool, but then we've
performance against Eastleigh.
We've got Aldershot coming up. We've got Nick in the green room there waiting. But we had an absolute shocker against Aldershot away, didn't we? That doesn't set the template for the rest of the season, did it? After that defeat, so you're going to have bad games.
I'd like to think that your Aldershots, your Maidenheads, etc. We should be able to beat them comfortably, even with a couple of our key players missing. I think
we said that against Wilston though, and then without Josh Stones, we wouldn't have won the game.
I agree that the allowance I've given them against Wheelstone was they'd not played for 10 days. And then it happened again at Hartlepool. So I'm hoping Wheelstone and Hartlepool were down to not play. I thought Mickey Mellon did really well getting a friendly arranged against Fleetwood because I think he knows we need that.
Yeah.
We seem to have, because of the age of the squad, we need to be playing games. I don't think rest does them any good. They probably seize up or something. I don't know. But I think given the fact that we're fifth, I think it should be glass half full, and it is. And I can't wait for Saturday. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. And I hope to God that Waters bangs one in and these new lads stay fit and it looks good. Just, I do have questions about the strategy behind it. And I just hope come March, we're not all going, well, we've said ourselves, our track record with loan signings isn't great, and we might have to go back to the loan market. Could we not have gone to Wigan and said, right, can we have Kai Payne to the end of the season? That had kind of balanced out these two lads.
Maybe they have. Maybe they have. I mean, this again, it's a lot of it is speculation, and we could hound the club for information and all that. But at the end of the season, I'm sure they'll do another fans forum. I'm sure you'll get the opportunity to ask them these questions, Gaz, and I'm sure we'll get another opportunity to interview them and put these things to them as well. But we might be saying that off the back of a promotion. So
yeah. And I hope we are, and they actually don't have to explain anything to us, do we? I mean, that's the whole point of here, so we can have this debate and discuss it and air it out. At the end of the day, we're all going to get behind them at 3:00 on Saturday, aren't we? And then be in the pub afterwards discussing either way.
And as Flynn said then on the comments, he said, we're worried about injuries that might not have happened. And I'm sure with the due diligence of the club and the medical staff, they've looked at the injury records. They might be on pay-as-you-play. Jordan Rossiter's on loan, so we can always send him back. So again, it's not like Corey Evans might be on a pay-as-you-play with an appearance. You just don't know, do you?
Not really asked about the money, but then if they're on pay-as-you-play and they're not playing, that means we need to get someone else.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying there's some level. But tomorrow they might sign Regan Booty, so you just don't know, do you? If Regan Booty comes in before Friday, what are you saying?
Well, the mood will change massively, won't it? It will alleviate people's worries and anxieties.
The only people who are in for him, I think, are Forest Green have been there, but his family live in Huddersfield.
I'm led to believe that Forest Green have made a bid. Gateshead have rejected it. He's refused to play.
Right. Interesting.
Listen, but like you said, it's just speculation. I fancy us Saturday. I do. I have a feeling the first 20-25 minutes might be a bit rough again though, because we've had another break. Don't think that's.
We've had a friendly in between, haven't we, with Fleetwood? Yeah. So that might be. But what score for Saturday then, Gaz?
I'm going for 2-0 goal in each half. Was stick me money on Fondop double.
What about York, the big test next Tuesday?
It's going to be horrible. It's going to be very similar to the Forest Green game at home. They're going to pass around and do that. And if we can get a nice early goal, but I would just make that game as minging as possible. I really, really would.
Are you going to boo Josh?
I know we hate watching games where they just... Am I going to boo him? Of course I am. And then I'll probably give him a clap when he goes off. He's fair game now, isn't he? He knows that.
Absolutely.
Honestly, Tuesday, we've got to make it ugly, horrible. We've got to bring all the dark arts out. Don't let them get any rhythm, especially in that first 10 minutes. Throw in after throw in, just break the game down. It'd just be horrible. It might be a game for the lad from Shrewsbury to really get in people's faces. But if I were Raglan, Manny Month, or Ogle, the first thing I would do is knee Josh Stones right up the arse. Moment that ball was in the air, stick that knee right into him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right, we better move on, Gaz. But
cheers,
thanks for that, mate.
Thanks
Appreciate your call.
Hey, no worries, lads, and see you Saturday, eh? 3 points.
Yeah,
see you
Saturday. Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
See you bit, pal.
Bye. Bye.
That was depressing. I'm only joking. No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah. Well, you know what always cheers me up?
God's number 9. Scores all the time. He is divine.
He's God's number 9. Dave, do you fancy some GN9 merch?
Yes, please.
Go to the shop on our website, weareoldham.co.uk.
God's number 9. Scores all the time. He is divine.
He's God's number 9. We've got t-shirts. We've got mugs. He's God's number 9. God's number 9. Oh yeah, God's number 9. Get your God's number 9 merch. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, he's stuffing his face and he's half naked.
Who's full in
Should we bring him in now
Yeah,
while he's
do
got
it.
crumbs on his chin?
All aboard.
All right, Captain.
Good biscuits as well, Foxes.
The Captain, sponsored by Fox's Biscuits.
Fox's
How that
biscuits.
treated me.
Right.
How are you? Are you feeling like Gaz or are you feeling different?
Gaz, he'd put a downer on it at your birthday party when he's a bad in him. But I'm not. I'm more upbeat. I were a bit annoyed yesterday, but I've gone the opposite way. I'm feeling even better because United are getting beat as well.
Oh, are they? Brilliant.
Yep.
Good
That was
stuff.
a bonus. Southampton are absolutely hammering them as well.
Oh no way! That's shocking.
I'm
Brilliant.
Other than that, I'm all good. I'm happy with the signings. Like, I was a bit annoyed yesterday, and I was following Gaz's sort of wavelength, if you know what I mean. He was very.
Get it into you, Tez.
So,
That's really rude.
shut up now.
It is. Yeah. That. Tell him.
He was very negative yesterday. He was talking about our three best players being, well, two of them being loan signings, what the other one being Lucas, which he had a point. But I'm happy with Walters. I think that's a good signing, and I think I'm happy with even the. I get what he's saying. You know, they do come with injury records and stuff, but if you're going to sign people at this sort of level with that sort of quality, they are going to come with little bits and bats, aren't they? You know, it's.
Well, Bradford fans said that although he played about 9 games for me, he was the best midfielder by a country mile. You know, he's captain of Sunderland, played 260 games for Blackburn Rovers, and he played against Rodri in the World Cup qualifier. But I did come back with that counter argument saying that the Northern Ireland fans love Warren Feeney, so it's fair game, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You know, so we just don't know. We could be getting the next Norman Whiteside, or the next Warren Feeney potentially.
Well,
that's what we
could be getting anything's possible in it, Dave.
Bob Isaac's there. Little message for you.
Chippy tits. Well, he can talk. He looks like a chopper. Funny. Hey, bin bag full of milk rig. You know, Bob, bit harsh.
Anyway. Well, you don't get this on other football shows here.
What do you think? Do you just allegedly two or three more still being spoken to? You know, signings wise.
Well, I think that everyone's panicking a little bit, aren't they? Everyone needs to calm down a little bit. We're fifth in the league. We could be top by next Saturday. We beat York, and results go our way. So you know we've got the before games, 3 games at least. We've got Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday again, is it? And have we got a game Tuesday again, or is that shit cup?
It might be that cup. Yeah.
No, it's Maidenhead. It's Maidenhead, isn't it? Yeah, I think it.
I'm not sure, Dave. I'm not sure.
If only we had access to this information.
Yeah, if only.
Only there was some way. Yeah.
Oh no,
Rochdale, innit?
It's Rochdale.
Then we're forgetting, yeah. So we've got Aldershot, then we've got York, then we've got Gateshead on the so Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. Then there's the break, Saturday, then Tuesday. Yeah. So I mean, look, we've got some great. It's actually a really good run. Aldershot, York, Gateshead, Fylde, Rochdale, Solihull, Altrincham.
Wow.
You know, then Sutton, Maidenhead. It's Dagenham, then Barnet. It's just we've just got to win. Keep winning games, haven't we? It's as simple as that. And I don't care how we win them, as long as we win them.
It's a really, really tough run of games. I've got to be honest, and with a lot of games coming up, and it is going to be tough. We won't see the same 11 week in, week out because we will inevitably pick up injuries, and players become obviously tired and stuff like that. You can't play Saturday, Tuesday for 46 games. It's never going to happen. Just going back to sort of what Gaz was saying as well with Mellon, like what teams have ever been promoted where the spine of the team are loan players or short-term signings? I'm not sure any of them have. You know, go back to sort of even going back as far as Grimsby and Stockport getting out of this league. the spine of the. I'm not saying they didn't have loan signings because I don't know the ins and outs of it, but you'd said that the first maybe 8 or 9 players would be, long-term signings that they'd have. But I'm saying
that's the majority of our team, though, isn't it? We've not got like loads of, not plugging loads of holes. Obviously, Conlon would have been in the team.
Yeah,
Clucas he wasn't a loan signing, but he was, it looks like a temporary signing. And then really, Stone's up top. That's it. The rest are all our players, aren't they? So we actually have got the majority of our team is a settled team. It's not like we need to change 4, 5, 6 positions.
We just had people in like Drummond who hardly played.
Stretton.
Yeah, Stretton, another one hardly played. Kai Payne come in. He was decent, Kai Payne, to be fair, and he did play, but then disappears like Gaz said after 6 games. Now, that bit is sort of worrying, but you sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place, aren't you? It's...
Loan players are most young loan players are like that, though, aren't they? It's partly about their development and I guess there's about relationships with other clubs and stuff. And if it works out, if that player comes on and does a great job and then great. But they're not really. You're not going to build your team around them, are you? I think the Clucas thing was a bit different because he signed as our player and obviously he was such good quality that. You can build your team around him. It's a bit frustrating, but where are you on the this is not just Gaz who thinks that we shouldn't have signed him at all, but there's other people saying it. But I think having somebody like that in the squad who's got that experience and that ability, like training with players, it raises standards for everybody. I think it's well worth having them in, even if it's only for a couple of months, personally.
Yeah, I do agree.
It just disrupts the team.
Why does it disrupt the team, though? It helps the team, doesn't it? Having a quality player in there for a couple
rely on this person who's setting the standards, and they're here today, gone tomorrow.
That's football. Football teams change all the time.
Not in that short sense.
Yeah, of course. There's 2 sides of it.
I'm right. You're wrong.
Yeah. I just like waking up in the morning and not being a miserable bastard.
Well, I love being a miserable bastard. So.
Yeah, well, that was me yesterday. I was absolutely ballooning on a couple of groups, and I wasn't right happy. But I've gone the other way now. So I think I'm really confident with Walters. I think he's going to hit the ground running, definitely.
To be fair, Gaz said he did prefer you yesterday.
Yeah, but it was really funny. But yeah. I just like disagreeing with Gaz just to cause an argument because I like to have a heated debate with Gaz, even though he's my friend.
Well, that's
what score on Saturday, Tezza?
2-0. I think I'm going to go with Gaz on that one just to keep him happy. I don't think it'd be a fond-up double, though. I think Walters might get one.
Who's your worst ever signing for Oldham Athletic as well?
It's a good one, this, because we've had a fair few, haven't we? But I'm going to go Alan Smart.
Oh, yeah, he's knocking out the copper. Yeah,
he's terrible.
Yeah, knocked out a copper outside Scruples, I believe.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Allegedly. So.
I only remember him scoring 2 goals, and that were about it, and they were both in the same game.
Yeah, Alan Smart.
Right, well, I hope you haven't got too many crumbs in bed, Tez.
It's all right, the dog will have them.
Okay, fair enough.
See you later, pal.
Right, nice to see you, mate. See you on Saturday, hopefully. Well, there you go. Another intimate look into the life of Terry Whaley.
The captain.
Yeah. It's a bit like a documentary in a way, isn't it? But anyway, so the next guest we're going to bring in is from Saturday's opponents. But I do need to specially mention that Will Griffiths was the Latics fan who bought the crestfallen mug that I discussed.
Crestfallen, to be honest,
yeah, the mug. And he grew up in Aldershot. Is it Aldershot or Aldershot? So we're going to find what we're going to do, Dave.
We're going
to do some facts about.
Facts about, and you find out about
Aldershot. Charlie Chaplin made his first ever stage appearance in Aldershot, subbing in for his mum who lost her voice when he was 5 or 6.
Aldershot prides itself on being the home of the British Army and still bangs on about being the former base of the Paras, despite them moving to Colchester.
They are less vocal about the fact that they're also home to the catering corps.
Thanks to Will for these facts,
Yeah,
by the
thank
way.
you.
The West End Centre in Aldershot is a music venue with a capacity of 106, and it's hosted bands such as Block Party and Arctic Monkeys.
The Garrison, army-owned and not just a name, offers membership to the public and has an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Ooh.
Winston Churchill was based at the Garrison in the 19th century.
It was home for the first UK Buddhist centre and was visited by the Dalai Lama in 2015.
Were you there then?
No.
You didn't. Rock bands such as 100 Reasons, Bex Red and Ruben are from Aldershot.
The home of Aldershot is a recreation ground with a capacity of 7,100, 2,000 seated.
And did you know, Dave, that if you live in that area, the bins around the recreation ground are due for collection next Monday the 20th of January?
Facts about, and you find out about
Aldershot or Aldershot. Anyway, so there we go. Let's talk to Nick. Hello again, Nick.
Hello.
I have to say, I'm very, very excited to see that your jingle budget has increased over the last year or two.
Yep.
We're just so creative. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
Did we miss anything out, Nick?
Well, my two favourite quiz questions about Aldershot, to which the answer is Aldershot, is the very, very first team to get promoted through the playoffs was us in 1987, 88, 86, 87. And the other one is apparently we scored more goals in Division 4 than any other team.
Right.
Which is obviously because we spent more time in Division 4.
More time there. Yeah. All right, okay.
And it's home to notable author of Slab Life, Nick Cansfield, Aldershot. There we go. There you go.
There
Slab
we go.
Life 1 and 2. Slab Life 3. All right.
Yeah, 3.
Cool. Good stuff.
Yes.
So welcome back.
We're very happy about the Dalai Lama because when he came on his visit to the UK, and he did come to Aldershot and he blessed the pitch, and we've hardly won a game ever since.
Well, you beat us 4-1, didn't you?
Thrashed, I think was the phrase I'd use.
Okay.
God, Oldham was shit that.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. But you didn't
we've
really
only won since.
I was going to say you've not really expanded on it, have you?
We're a really frustrating team because I don't know whether either of you were at that match, but from recollection we played brilliantly and we were well worthy of a 4-1 victory, and yet Tuesday night just gone, we were really struggling to stay level with Braintree. Braintree were awful. I mean, they had a Kindy up front who's pretty classy, but apart from that, well, I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'd be a lot happier if we were 5th in the league. A lot happier than Gaz is.
I know. What do you make of the reaction? And I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on our hashtag. That's like obviously constant meltdown on there as well. But what do you make of the progress that we made? Because obviously last season, we were here, and and the season before as well. So we've been. What do you make of Latics' progress? Obviously, it's a bit of a weird question because obviously you saw us, you battered us when we saw us at your place. But how do you think it's looking from an outside perspective?
Well, I think I'm not entirely sure your recruitment strategy is going to get you promoted if you're looking at bringing in ex-Aldershot players to try and help you with that. We had Reagan Booty for a year, 2 years, and he came very highly thought of. He was captain of Huddersfield's reserves, I think. And a couple of my friends who had watched him play thought that he'd be absolutely fantastic for us. But I think most Shots fans were slightly disappointed with what we had.
It's interesting because Billy Waters scored for Halifax in the 4-3 defeat. He scored for Halifax in that game against you guys. So he might repeat himself and score for us on his debut. What did you make of Billy Waters when you saw him? If you remember that crushing defeat,
I can't remember.
Fair enough.
We've had about 20 defeats since then.
Yeah, you see, drawing against Braintree must have been a worrying sign.
Yeah.
Because they're part-time as well.
What else can I say? Yes, it was. It's getting to that time of the season where the the fact that, and it depends upon whether you're glass half full or glass half empty. I mean, if you're looking for the positives, then we're 5 games unbeaten. But that masks the fact we've only won 2 league games since the beginning of September.
Wow.
And,
Right.
Oh,
Wow.
No. Oh,
and when you're hovering just above the relegation zone, draws aren't really good enough. You need to find some wins tomorrow. And Braintree was probably up there for us as one that we had expectations of winning.
Yeah, you would. You'd have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be good. I mean, from what I recall of the game down at your place is that you and in spells against Braintree, because I did watch a bit of it because I was flicking between some of the different games on Tuesday night. But you do seem to have a bit about you on the break. That seems to be like your biggest threat. Like, you know, and you hit us on the sucker punch quite a few times in the fixture down at your place. Is that still your best weapon when you use it properly?
Yeah, totally. But compared to last season when we had a much better year last year, and we've lost 5 of our best players since last year. So Haji Minoga, we had on loan from Portsmouth, has gone to Salford. Laurent Tolage has gone to Port Vale. Josh Stokes went to Bristol City, subsequently been loaned out to Cambridge. Ryan Glover's gone to Barnet. So that's quite a lot of good players for us to lose. And I'm not sure we've really recruited in their ilk. And it's not just us. And actually, over the last few games, we stopped doing it. And I'm sure it's a consequence that all of the managers, even in Division 5, have to pass the same coaching badges. So they all go to the same trainers who teach them and coach them to do exactly the same thing. And the number of teams that play tippy-tappy football from defence, and we try to do that, and we're not good enough. And the number of times that the goalkeeper passes it out onto the edge of the 6-yard box to one of our 2 defenders who are standing there, and then you get 2 great big strikers just closing you down, and immediately you're under pressure. And the number of mistakes that we've made from the back is way too much. But you're right.
Gateshead gave 2 goals away, Nick, against Halifax on Tuesday night, doing exactly the same thing. And you know,
why does everybody still do it?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It might work at elite level, but down at this, you've got to know when to just put your laces through it, haven't you, and get rid of it.
Tommy Widrington's poorly, isn't he, at the moment? Is it a suspected stroke? So they're saying.
Hey, 2 strokes a few weeks ago. I thought I saw him in the dugout for the last 15 minutes of Tuesday's game.
Flipping heck.
But I'm not sure if you've had a couple of strokes.
Football's the best answer. Yeah.
Well, he's quite excited when he's on the touchline. He's very, very passionate and very engaged in the game.
Well, we wish him well. You know, we do wish him well from the podcast there.
Totally. Love the way he engages with the fans. Very, very happy to come to whatever events the Supporters Club are organising. He's always there, always really keen to be involved, which is fantastic. But even in Division 5, it probably takes over your life to a level that, if you have got heart problems, it isn't going to be really good for you.
No. So all things being equal, you've got absolutely no chance on Saturday, have you?
All things being equal, we're going to beat you 3-0.
No,
isn't that the way it works?
Absolutely no.
Yeah,
chance.
usually does.
We go on 20 defeats on the trot, so therefore playing.
We're usually the
else
team who break the hoodoo, aren't we?
We used to be that team that if you were on, you know, if you'd not won for 11 years, then come to Boundary Park and you'd probably get a. But we're not that team anymore. We're not that club anymore. So I'm sorry, but you're not going to be. Are you coming up, Nick?
No, I can't. I'm afraid I've done something to my neck, so I can't drive.
Right. Yeah, and there's absolutely no public transport available, is there? That sounds like an excuse, Nick. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
You know it's going to end badly, so you just.
I've been to Oldham once. I'll tell you what, though. There's a bit of me we should take 2-0.
All right, if to us,
yeah,
you'd be happy with that. Yeah, reasonable. respectable
I wouldn't be happy
scoreline,
with
right?
it, but there's a
No.
risk it could be worse.
It's not a disgrace, though, is it? Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Well, listen, there's
It
no
depends what-
guarantee. We don't
It
know
depends
which
what
Oldham's
team
going to turn
turns
up.
It's-
Yeah, well, we don't know which Oldham's going to turn up. So, you know, we were on such a great. Oh, there was a bit of a lag there. Well, we were on such a great run up till Boxing Day, and then that game got cancelled, and then we've really not been able to get back into our stride. So we could really do with it. We've hitting our stride on Saturday ahead of the York game on Tuesday. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Who knows?
Well, I'll tell you
Right,
what,
mate.
We wish you really well for the York game, and you could take the 3 points there if we can have the 3 points on Saturday.
No chance.
No.
We need all 6, I'm afraid, mate. All 6.
But if you do want to read a good football book, I suggest, or 3 football books, I would suggest Nick's book, Slab Life 3 Home and Away. It's so funny. It's really, really good and well worth the read.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you very much, Steve.
All the best,
Good night.
mate. Take
Good
care.
luck on Tuesday.
Bye.
See you guys.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.
What a good game.
It's hot new merch, sexy merch. It's hot new merch. It's sexy, sexy, sexy merch.
Visit weareoldham.co.uk/shop now to see our brand new range of hot, sexy merch.
It's hot new merch, sexy merch. It's hot new merch. It's sexy, sexy, sexy merch.
Yes. You know what? I bet you can't move in Shropshire for sexy merch. Let's find out. Adrian.
How you doing?
All right, how are
Good,
you?
mate, you?
Yeah, not bad. I thought I better call in because you moved to Thursdays and United are playing tonight.
Are they still losing?
I don't know. But I've been watching Shrewsbury Town and Wrexham, and I've seen them turn that off. And that's a local game, big local derby, you know. And Carl Winchester and them, you know,
Yeah.
apparently he's on the bench tonight. It comes out his 500th league appearance.
Right.
So he's getting on a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, it's 2-1 Shrewsbury at the moment, so you can't wish
Oh, is
for a
it?
better result. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Well, my mate will be really chuffed about that. And the guy who played for who scored for Wrexham, I think he was 36. He scored for Wrexham.
Stephen Fletcher.
How old's he then?
Oh, he's 38, I think.
Well, so why have we got a hang up about signing older players?
No, I'm talking about injury-prone players, mate. That's my issue.
No, I wasn't. I've just tuned in, so I wasn't talking about anything you talked about previously. I'm talking about looking at when the Blues, and you know, I've been looking at that a lot this week, and there's a lot of stuff about these players have passed it, the old players and stuff. But you look at the likes of Shrewsbury, and you look at the likes of Wrexham, and they're still playing these players. So. You know,
I mean, look, we've had look at like David Ayres in League One was like pushing 40 and he's still doing the business, and like it is just about whether they're fit, and at this level, players that have been playing their careers in the Championship and top end of League One should be running the show, and I think that's the strategy, and if it works, then great. But I think that there is an element of risk with all signings, regardless of how old they are. Anyone can get injured at football. It's just one of those things. But some players are more injury prone than others as well. So
Yeah, but I think Mellon. I mean, my mate is at Shrewsbury. I asked him about Rossiter, so what's he like? And he said, well, he hasn't got much pace, but he puts a lot of effort in. And he said, I think he did quite well for you. And I think Mellon, I think he knows this level, and I think he's quite shrewd. I mean, you hear people, and it's like you go on the Blues, and it's like, why don't we sign him? Why don't we sign him? Why don't we sign him? But I mean, I think it's hard, isn't it, at this level?
Yeah.
It must be really hard balancing budget, and I'm quite happy with what's going on. I've been looking and waiting to see if we sign. I think we're okay. I mean, we bought another striker today. I'd be interested to see whether he keeps Reed. I think that's important.
Do you think we should keep him?
I think we should actually. I think we should. I remember him saying, I went to Solihull Moors and played away at Solihull Moors, and he was playing with Dallas. And he looked quite threatening. I mean, that's going back a few years ago. I think he should give him a chance. And I think it depends. I mean, he's got 6 months left on his contract or something. So we buy him. I don't know.
I just don't see the point in selling him or getting rid of him to someone that's going to score goals and do as you know. I mean,
no, I don't see the point of that either. But yeah, I mean, what do you think about Garner? You know, how long's Garner got?
Garner for me is a bit part player. He comes off the bench to sort of see games out and do what he does. Experience. He might be one of these players that's really good to have around the dressing room and the training ground and all that kind of stuff. You know, there are other reasons why. That's kind of what I was trying to get out before about Klukas, in that there is value in having personalities and characters and people in and around a squad for a period of time. And football by nature, it's transient. Do you know what I mean? Players come and go. That is the nature. Players are used to that. You do need a settled side. And I think on the whole, we've got a pretty settled side. Can it be improved? Absolutely. Will it be improved? I'm sure it will. You know, going from this season and into next season. Football is one of those things. It keeps going season after season after season. And, you know, we're far healthier now than we have been.
We've got a very settled football club. You know, a very settled football club, and you know we should be really thankful for that. And I think you know there's a lot of. I think it's a fact we haven't played at home for 5 weeks now. 5 weeks from home game.
I've not seen us at Boundary Park since because I missed the Wealdstone game. So since before that, it's ages since I've been to Boundary Park.
So I think if we get a win on Saturday, and hopefully if we can get a win against York, I think we'll be back on track. I don't see any problems at all. I mean, you know, I don't know about Norwood. I've only come in halfway through your program tonight, but I mean, you know, somebody talking about he's doing stuff. He's in the gym and stuff. I mean, it'd be good to see Norwood, you know, back. I think, you know, that's quite important. But I think
is though, the thing is, right, if he starts Garner on Saturday, I'm done. I am done because it's like
what are you going to do? What does that mean? You're just going to go and sit in a corner and cry.
I'm just going to sit on this phone and every time you ask something, I'm just going to Mickey Mellon doesn't know what he's doing. Mickey Mellon doesn't know what he's doing.
I don't think he will start with Garner.
I think he should start. He should start Reed with the new guy from Wrexham.
Yeah,
I think for me, I'd start with Fondop and Reed personally, and then I'd probably end up bringing on Waters for Reed at some point. That might be the way to do it. Whether or not he might start Waters because he's been playing, hasn't he? It's not. Yeah. It's not like he's coming back.
Scored as many as Reed, has he?
No.
And Fondop scored. Did he score 2? No, 1. Raglan scored.
What do you think about Gardner then? Not Gardner, but Gardner. What do you think about Gardner?
It's done. Should be at Sturley Celtic. This game done.
Yeah.
He's past it. 10 minutes sub appearance every 3 games. He's not good enough.
He's not got the legs to run the midfield.
He's just done. He's playing on one leg. You know what I mean? It's like Sheridan, but without
being John Sheridan.
You know what I mean? It gives everything and he tries his best, but he always gets booked early and then he's on thin ice and then he nearly gets booked. He's like Hartlepool, he should have been sent off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just he's been a great servant to the club, but injuries have got the better of him. And I think personally, you know, when you've got a player like Hammond who's in the match day squad and Charsley who are there, they should be playing ahead of him. They should.
I think Mickey Mellon is at this stage of the season with the games, the importance of it at the second half.
What does Hammond have to do?
I know, but they've not played, have they? He's going for experience. There's no doubt about that. He wants experienced players in there. If you look at who he's signed, you know, in Manny Month and Raglan and Conlon, Norwood. I know he didn't sign Norwood, but they're all experienced players, and Mark Kitchen's an experienced player.
Well, he said, "What if Garner scores a hat trick?" Well, that's his job. I'd just celebrate. To be fair, and it's Gardner who I'm saying he's done. Gardner, not Garner.
But you said that if he starts Garner.
Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you reckon Klukas is definitely going to go?
I can't. I've heard something today, but I can't say what it is. I know that's really rubbish.
But
But
Dave, you're saying all this, and you said something the other week about there was an issue, another issue with Reed, but you wouldn't say. You can't say these things. You've got to let us know. You've got to let us know. Really. You're teasing us. You're teasing us. You can't do this. You said it the other week about Reed. You said there's something else has gone on, but I can't say.
I'm not going to discuss it. I'm sorry.
He's got a press pass. He's got a press pass. He gets through the fans now, and he gets straight to this information. But he won't tell anybody.
It's an unverified rumor, and I don't want to say it because if it does happen, then I just want to talk about it. It's unverified. I can't validate the source, so I won't say it.
It's a bit of a gossip, isn't it?
Just very, very responsible broadcasters.
No, if I say it and then it's something, it's just I don't want to break the trust or something. So yeah,
no, but look, I mean, I don't know, Dave. We're Lincoln in the league. I've looked at that. You know, where are they?
10th.
They have an outside. They have an outside chance of getting in the playoffs, I'd say, and obviously signing someone of Kluka's quality would be an advantage for them. Look, I think the player wants to go. I think the player wants to go, and the club want him. But maybe there's something that is going to potentially jeopardise that. That's basically the rumor that, but without being specific.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But look, if he stays, then brilliant. And that's the other thing about everybody losing their heads about it. He's not gone yet. So we'll see, won't we? But
question though, if you know he's going, would you play him on Saturday? If you hadn't gone by Saturday,
yeah.
Would you play him?
Yeah, definitely.
I think we've got this thing about should we sign him in the first place? He's a quality player. Of course we should have signed him. A dream of having players like him. So why shouldn't we sign him? I mean, it's a masterstroke by Mr. Mellon, I think. Yeah, of course we should have signed him.
At the end of the day, all that matters now at this stage in the season is points on the board. And Josh Stones has contributed towards points on the board, and so has Sam Kluka. So if they're gone now, and then it's up to the rest of the players to contribute to points on the board. So, that's the way it is. Yeah, I mean, look, Mickey Mellon's been unfortunate in central midfield, but we've been struggling for a while, haven't we, in central midfield? Yeah. It's obviously a tricky place to get the right players with the, same we said about engines before, and talk about Ross to put in the work in. Well, so did Nathan Sheeran. I mean, he worked as hard as anybody, but unfortunately, with the ball, he wasn't, quite up to scratch, and that's the trick. I mean, that's why it's so competitive. A central midfielder that can do it all is the goal. It's what you want. Every club wants them. You know what I mean?
Mike Milligan.
Well, James is saying definitely not. He's rather all in or out. If he's on about going, I have to agree with James. I think you don't play him. If you know he's going, don't play him.
Right. Well,
disagree. Hugely.
So we'll see, won't we? We'll see. But look, I think he's a professional at the end of the day, and if he's got a job to do, he's going to go on the pitch. He's going to do it. I think that's Rob makes a great point.
I think he's got a big smile on his face, and I think he likes playing for Oldham Athletic, and I think he'll stay.
Yeah, I think he likes it as well. But
and I think Frank will persuade him to stay, and Mickey Mellon will too.
Right. Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see.
We shall see. It all comes out in the wash. What's your score prediction for Saturday, Adrian?
Well, we did do 2-1 at Aldershot, did we? But I think, I can think and hope, but I'm going for a big win. I'm going for 3-0.
And who is your worst ever, apart from the Abdallah era? Who's your worst Oldham signing?
Billy Whitehead.
Billy Whitehead.
Yeah, Billy Whitehead. Who's Billy Whitehead? Because I've got no idea who that is.
It's going back a while. It's going back a while. He's checking it out. Check Billy Whitehead.
I'm checking. Was he bad?
He was. You got it.
Yeah. Well, if you remember Billy Whitehead, let us know in the comments.
I'm just going to look. Yeah.
I'm just checking.
He ain't even got a Wikipedia page.
No.
Oh my goodness me!
Right, well, listen, we're going to move on and get to Ibby. Has been waiting so patiently because he's last caller now. We're up to an hour. Thanks for getting in touch, Adrian. When are you next up for a game?
Well, I'm going away for a while. I did the aborted York City. We got to Failsworth on the tram, and I had to turn around and I'd even got Karen's coming. She's a crew supporter. I even got her to come. And we had to go to Failsworth and then to go back on the tram. It was
well happy.
very good. So I don't know.
Well.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going away for a while, but I'm watching everything.
Well, have a good time and watch us while you're away, of course.
Glass half full.
Absolutely. See you later, mate.
See you later, pal. Thanks, mate.
Glass of red wine half full.
He
likes a red wine,
does
Adrian. Right, well, listen, Ibby, thank you so much for being so patient. Thanks, mate. How are you doing, Ibby?
Evening, sexy Dave, Matt.
How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm all right, guys. Just happy that we made another signing today. I think it will turn out to be a very good signing. This, if he starts scoring, and main thing is experienced players. He knows this league very well, Billy Waters, and I thought he spoke very well in his interview today.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm not convinced on the signing personally. I'm not. I think 5'6" striker. I'm concerned about the way we play the game in terms of the service that he needs. I'm not sure we play that sort of football. But again, Corey Evans coming in, Rossiter coming in. He might be trying to change the way we sort of penetrate the midfield, playing that sort of. That's what Halifax did to us in the FA Cup game, and he scored a good goal. He's got pedigree. He scores goals, and he didn't stop running against us, even though did we beat him 5-2 or something like that? 4-2. He didn't stop, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, time will tell, guys, because he's a new player, but I think he's good enough because I've seen him play before, and I really hope that Sam hopefully ends up staying at the club. But at the moment, it looks grim.
Yeah, I know, but this is
my main issue. Yeah, sorry, but my main issue is we should have not really signed him with that clause being put in the deal. I know you say it might help the team, but honestly, if there was a brave person in that club, if it was me, I would have told that player, you either sign on our terms, if not, there's the door, and thank you very much. Simple as.
Well, I think when you've got someone like Clucas, it's hard to ignore, isn't it? And obviously, he's a player of decent quality, so that it's a difficult one without being in the situation and knowing the full facts, as we've alluded to. But
yeah.
I agree. I think it will disrupt things with him coming in for a short period of time and then going. But then there's the other point. We've won a few games. We've played really well with him in the team. It might lift the spirits, but it's really difficult.
I think it's the
hence why we have a phone in.
Yeah. But it seems to me like the disruption is mostly amongst the fans rather than in the dressing room. Really,
I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
We just don't know.
Yeah, I thought Gaz made some good points early on when I was listening.
Yeah. What about any other signings? Have you heard anyone else being rumoured a bit? Because you seem to have a few.
Yeah, I've got a few names, but it's not fair of me saying it on the show because if the club are trying to pin someone down and I start leaking it out, it doesn't look very well, and I just don't want to end up doing that because I do speak to people inside that football club.
Well, I don't think the business is done, and I think that Mellon is, absolutely, and the club are absolutely desperate for us to get promoted this season. I'm just happy, to be honest with you, that we're going into the second half of the season with a real chance of promotion, and it's going to be exciting. And we've got these games coming up now, and I'm looking forward to them. And I'm going to go to every single game that I possibly can, home and away. And I just want, I want to be there. I want to get behind the team, and I hope that the players are able to deliver and give us something to cheer about at the end of the season. Give us something to look forward to, like getting. I got invited to someone's birthday party going to Vienna, and they're like, we're looking at it at the end of April, May. And I'm like, look, I can't do anything until I know what's going on with Latics. I can't commit at that time. I want to be going to, one of the dates was the Forest Green away game. I'm like, I really want to be going to that Forest Green game. And, we've got the playoffs, and I'm excited. I want to be involved. And, I think that energy, we've got really good energy and positivity. Let's not bring ourselves down, Dave. Let's keep,
I'm saying it now. I will struggle going to Wembley or wherever it is in London when we play the playoffs. If we get to the final, it's going to be probably the most nerve-wracking day of my life. I won't be able to cope.
No, no. I'm not going with you.
You are?
No, I'm not. I'm not looking after
You're
you.
going to have to look after
It
me.
would just be a nightmare.
Console me.
My whole day will just be about...
Yeah, finger crossed, guys. It doesn't come to that, and I believe it's still good enough for them. For the top two, honestly, I think it's between York and Oldham. I keep saying it to myself.
There's every chance. Look, there's every
Imagine
chance.
winning it on the last day.
There's every chance. If these signings that have come in do the job, we know what we've got in the rest of the squad. If the defence can start learning how to defend set pieces, then that would be a real help, because that's really been our weakness all season. And that's something that needs dealing with. And we need another striker to start banging goals in, because it's been Fondop scoring the most goals from the forward position.
And Reid for Wilston. But...
yeah, Reid for Wilston.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
all
think
there.
another striker will come in.
Would you like to see another sort of like target man type striker, another big lad up front, maybe, or would you like?
Yeah, somebody like Don Telford, because I think he's good enough, and he's a big lad, and he did well at Newport and his other club. I can't remember which one it was, but I think there is a player in him, and I believe Mickey Mellon can get the best out of him. But I'm just happy that he's getting back, and it's good that Mickey Mellon is making good signings. And I don't want the season to fade away, because I think he deserves this season to go up, because he's done an unbelievable job. And look where he's put us in the table. Who thought we would be up there this season, guys?
Well, I mean, we're around about where I thought we would be now, but whether or not, I didn't expect us to be title contenders, and we're still in the mix. But there's a hell of a long way to go yet. So, we'll
Would you be happy with Don Telford if he came in?
I think he's too similar to what I think. We've looked at him. He's been too expensive, and we've gone for Billy Waters instead. That's my view. I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
There's a few people here in the comments saying he's only quite small.
Yeah, he's 5'9",
which is that's not a giant. I think that Fondop's the only sort of big target man, and with the types of defenders that you're up against in the National League, you need someone with strength and ideally a bit of pace as well, and a bit of height ideally. But look, Mellon's got his wish list. We've all got our wish list of the types of players that we'd love to sign. But we're one club that are competing amongst a load of other clubs to sign players, and Oldham should be one of the top clubs that you'd want to come to in this division. But we're probably competing with the types of clubs that are being signed by league clubs, aren't we? At the end of the day, so it's really hard, and I agree with you, Ibi. I think Mellon's done a tremendous job to get us into this position with the signings that he's made, and the character that the team have shown, and I don't think that's going to change. We'll see.
We shall see.
Yeah, he's got my full. Yeah, my score prediction, I think it's going to be 4-0, because I think their manager hasn't still returned from that health issues that he had, and I wish him all the best.
Yeah,
it can't do them any good not having the manager in the mix.
Who's your worst ever Oldham signing, Ibby?
Jan Bots, the goalkeeper.
Oh yeah, Stalybridge. He actually got sent off at Stalybridge versus Hyde, which I went to because someone threw a flare on the pitch and he decided to throw it into the crowd back at him. So yeah, that was. Can
you remember that MK Dons where he they put 7 past him, and then the next day he got sent back?
Yeah, it was rubbish. Wow. Rubbish.
Yeah, I remember.
He's still playing, Dave. Do you know?
Oh, I'm not. No, I didn't know. Where is he at now?
I think at Gainsbury or something. I think, and he's also doing some part-time coaching. I do speak to him on Facebook.
All right, okay. Let's have a look. Jan Butts, where is he at? He's at
45 years now.
Jesus Christ, where's it? He's at Buxton, I think. No, Rossington, Maine.
Right.
Right. Then he's changed clubs again.
Flipping heck! What a career.
Yeah, I'll try and ask him to come on the radio show if you ever have him on.
Yeah, well, I've been on and say Ibby rated you as the biggest donkey that's ever signed for Latics.
All right, Ibby.
Nice
Cheers,
one,
mate.
Ibby.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I'll let you go because it's getting late. Thank you very much for having me on.
Cheers,
Bye-bye. Speak to you next week.
See you, mate. Bye. Yeah. So there we go. We've made it through another Latics football phone-in.
Jam butts. That's proper out there, yeah?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good. Right.
Are you all right? Are you tired?
No, I'm a bit jaded.
You're a bit tired. I can tell.
Why?
I can just tell. It's just
It's like having a child.
Like having a child. Big baby. It's like having a big baby to look
Big
after.
baby.
Big grumpy baby
I'm
to
not
look
grumpy.
after.
I'm not. I'm a realist. You're a socialist. That's it. Simple as that.
And that's just the way it is, isn't it?
It's the way it is.
That's just that. Well, listen. We'll be there on Saturday. Let's hope there's a really good crowd on Saturday.
12 man, we need you.
We've all been missing football at Boundary Park, so let's get in there and make a lot of noise. Give the new players a Boundary Park debut to remember, and then York on Tuesday. So next Thursday's phone-in, Dave, could be an interesting one off the back of those two games. It's exciting. I'm buzzing for it. That's what it's all about. We want big games, don't we? And with big games comes big nerves, but I'm all right with that. That's great. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
With big games comes big beavers.
Ooh. Hey, Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage?
Ooh.
What's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk. Oh.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave a
macchiato,
then go to buymeacoffee.com/We Are Oldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Ooh. Thank you, listeners.